It's Jay here from Let's Talk Health, and as always, sending you nothing but loads and loads of love and positive energy. I actually jumped on a minute earlier this week because lately we've also on this one because lately we've been coming a little bit late, which is not nice. Really excited about tonight. Hello Sammy, hello P&M Interiors. Yeah, really excited about tonight. Actually, really excited. Breathe the Bliss, Charlie. I know I say it every time, but seeing the regulars that are jumping on, tell you what, it now feels good. Yes, hello mate, hello Sammy. So yeah, really excited about tonight. Loads of love going out to everyone. Madara, Wonder Woman, hello. Wagwan brother, yes, love that. Yes, Wagwan to you too, brother, on the level, that's lovely. This is what I love about this platform. That is the prime example, is everyone from every type of... I grew up very much in a culture like your Wagwans, funnily enough, and that's still part of me now. That's part of my truth. It's part of this beautiful world we're in, is getting all different people together. Hi Madara. This is the beauty about it. Hi, it's Hazza. Sorry mate, look at me, I'm just yabbering on. I'm sorry Harry Thomas. It's lovely, honestly, it's lovely seeing you. It really is, it means the world. Hello mate, I've just been loving the people that's on there. What's happening?
Good, you?
I'm very happy. You're very happy. I'm very happy.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy as well. Wait, let me just turn this down there for what? 2 seconds.
Got your Brazil shirt on. We are who we are. We've got to stick together through this shit. That's it. That's it. And do you know what? The importance. Sorry, I'll play. Has this? Who is P&M Interiors? See the importance of what you're saying, because this is how they've divided us for so long without going too much into this. But it's realizing it traverses culture, creed, background, upbringing, race, religion. We're finally getting the people now that realize, no, that means fuck all, because even so like for me, my blokey mate, I can't talk to them about a lot of this stuff. Like people from where I'm from, but yeah, I can share it with people we've never met. Sorry, Haz, I don't want to go too into it, but there's been, it's good engagement to start the show. I'm going to quickly place it, bruv, because my energy's through the roof at the minute. So,
what day are you on your fast?
Oh yeah, I'm 15. Who would have thought I should be on my back? The conversation with my mum so I finally for those that don't know, I started a 30-day urine fast. Yes, urine fast, for the help supporting the healing of a beautiful little 15-year-old girl with her plight with cancer, and she's healing. She's done a testimonial for me, audio, which I've asked if I can play it, by the way, Hazza. And also for an older lady over here who jumped on my live earlier, Susie. I told you about that, Hazza. She didn't even tell me. She just popped up on the live. So I'm 15 days in to a 30-day urine fast. Now, what I've shared it with you lot and told my mum, but my mum's coming over to see me, and obviously I've lost weight. So I was like, right, I better give it out. And anyway, what an interesting thing. Sorry, Hazza, but yeah, so I'm 15 days in. My energy levels are through the roof. And I'm feeling great about it, mate. Thanks for asking.
It's been a good day today. For those that don't know, I've been working with a number of people around the country now, and we served a notice to a school local to where I am, who are meant to be rolling out the vaccines tomorrow and Friday. So we served the notice last night. Got a nice little confirmation email this morning say, we've got your email, we've passed it on. And then got a text message from the parents today to say that they've cancelled the vaccinations for tomorrow until further notice. So it's
that's huge.
Yeah, massive win. And then from the back of that, I've got more parents now reaching out all the time. This is what we need to do now. And this is the key part, is that we're entitled to.
Mate, the comments, bro, and just the comments that are coming in. We are Lads Talk Health family. Again, you don't know how relevant that comment is for tonight. But I just want to reiterate what Harry did. This is why I love you, mate. So he took time to think of, God knows how many, let's just be conservative and say there was 200 kids in that school. There was more than 200 kids in that school. Yeah? Yeah? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Right, so 200 kids.
by standing on his truth and actually taking it to that next level by sharing information to the school like, oh, by the way, guys, you do this, let me share a bit of information with you what the repercussions are. And look at the fraff they came back with. Oh, sorry, we had a staff shortage, no vaccinations today. Mate, that's another reason I'm buzzing. What you did was massive.
I put literally, I got the headmaster and then I just wrote, let's get the roster. And I've just listed the chairman, the deputy teacher. So they all know that. And the thing is, guys, what they're doing is not lawful. There's no justification for it. And if children die, and I've seen 4 this week that have died from the vaccinations, from a rare condition, that's a life imprisonment sentence, because it's not just one death, it's all the complications that could go on for the next, because remember, it's clinical trials still. And as I keep saying, like, if you're pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine, this is different. But even if we was, when you went to places like Thailand, you'd get your jabs done, right? You'd get Hep B, typhoid. You'd only get them done if you went Thailand. You wouldn't just get them done, oh, I'm going to get them done anyway. So the logic with the children, we've always been told from day one that children don't get impacted by COVID. So why are we rushing to get our kids jabbed? Like, there's no reason to do it. Our kids are healthy. That's the thing that I want to shake people up. There's no rush.
Bang on, mate. Bang on. And yeah, again, honestly, I've already expressed when I couldn't believe when you sent me because obviously how you sent me through what he received from the school, I was like, oh my God, that is just incredible. So that's 200 plus kids saved. Oh, what about that school in East London?
East London, yes. We got a text message.
You told me this story, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, mate.
So text message from the parents to say, my son goes to this school, and today I'm a super proud parent. They're doing the vaccinations today, and not one kid got in the line to do the vaccinations. And as the teachers are walking down the corridor, they're all heckling the teachers. And she said, out of 600 students, not one student got the vaccination.
Shout out to that school. Good old East London. Good food and bread. Right, so, all good news. Now,
let me shout out to the parents just quickly as well, because
yeah, go on, mate.
Because it's when it's common law, we have a right to serve a notice. We're doing it from a place of love. We're protecting a lot more than just ours. We're protecting everyone out there. So if you guys want help, I can show you how to do it, or I can even serve the notice myself. I'm more than happy to. It's not just me. There's lots of people, and this is what I keep saying. There is so much good happening in the world at the moment. Like, with all this darkness that we're in, there is so many good things happening, like amazing things. And this is what, so I've been in Brazil for a while, representing today. I woke up stressed this morning because my mum's like, oh, we might be going back into lockdown, and now they're going to be mandatory masks. No, we're not. Like, we don't need that. And again, where's that come from? The news. This is where I was saying we don't need to waste our energy on that. Like, we all know vaccines, whatever's in there, I don't need to keep seeing these scientists telling me that's even more horrible stuff's happening there. We know it's bad. So it's just a no. And try to accept that this stuff is happening. But if you look hard enough and connect with us, we can show you the good stuff happening too. And what's amazing is people reaching out and saying, I want some of this also. And this is the thing, is that there's a lot of positivity. It's like, let's ride this wave. Because if you meet everyone with kindness, if you're smiling all the time, where they're enforcing this stuff, and you're just like that, there's nothing they can do.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. And that's a perfect segue. So tonight, as Harry said, lots of things have been happening, and me and Harry have been talking a lot, because in case people don't know, we've said this before, Lads Talk Health was created with a goal to achieve certain incredible things. One of them being an orphanage for children, to go where it is just an abundance of love and teachings that are going to upskill them for meaningful things in their life. That's our end goal, and also a retreat for where people can come and heal for the work we do with people with cancer. That's our 2 dreams. That's what we're going to achieve. How are we going to achieve that? By building a community, not by Jay. Lads Talk Health ain't Haz and Jay. It's a platform, and what is now coming into fruition, it is actually becoming that platform where people are coming together sharing valuable information that is helping other people. That's a real layman's way, because we've covered a lot of subjects on here and everyone's been involved. Everyone's been involved. Now, with our drive for this community was to have a place where it was uncensored. Because even on here, me and Harry are just skimming the surface of what we really want to talk about. And like we always say, we're not going to preach to you as if it's fact, but it's stuff we've looked in for nearly 20 years, or combined well over 20 years, that we just want to say, have you not seen this stuff? And you'll see it and you'll go, well, oh, fuck me, that makes sense with that. And that's the thing. Because from all them, oh, you just on conspiracy, you think everything's a fucking conspiracy. That ain't far off the truth. But not with us. Us, it's a truth. For us, people that care about kindness, love, joy. Once we get back to realizing, oh, that's all we need and that's our truth, and all this stuff actually is a big fucking conspiracy where we are suffering, because this is a joint suffering. Even if you're pro-vax, you're suffering. We're all suffering. And there's a 1% that are doing very, very well. So the numbers are on our side. That's the first thing to realize. That's a fact. We outnumber any evil that's put on us 99 times to 1. Out of 7.8 billion people on the planet, guess what? 99% of them are inherently good and do at their core want the same things. But we've touched on cognitive dissonance and the rest of it. But my point is, Lads Talk Health was to build a community where people can come together. As the perfect way, the gentleman who popped in with the Wagwan, it was brilliant. It was like, Wagwan, bro. I was like, yes, I'm from that background. I grew up there. How about that? Wagwan, brother. So, but it's the point is, that's the beauty of this. Go on.
I'm gonna touch on that as well, because this last 2 years it gets quite lonely, because you've been shown the truth, and like they always say, you can't unsee what you've seen. But when you see something, the first thing you want to do is tell your loved ones. And what you met with, anger. You nutcase, you need to let this go and stop wasting your time. Think about your family and do this. And then you have all this doubt on yourself as well. So part of the awakening, the hardest bit is that after knowing, because I just want to go blah. So we can prepare you for this, because we've got this label for the last 10 years. But this community that we're talking about now, there's so many people all on the same path. Like the last 3 weeks has opened us to a whole new world of people all over the world. We all want the same thing. There's no agenda to it. We just want a better life. So within this community, that everyone has a role. Like in life, we all have a role. We're all here for a reason. We're all unique. And people don't even know what their own uniqueness is. But when you get into a place and you hear other people tell their stories, how many people have come out and shared some stuff that's like been with them for their whole life?
Rawly as well, the thing you can see is come out instantly like, oh, it's okay to share that, we'll have mine. And instantly it's like, what happened? I'm just thinking of the guy on on Telegram. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah.
That just blew me away. I didn't know what to write back. But you think that's the power of creating a community with safe space. It's a safe community. You ain't got to worry about what you say. There's no judgment. None at all. Doesn't mean we're going to agree. There's probably a lot of stuff you don't agree with that me and Harry talk about. Maybe on that stuff, they talk a load of bollocks. That's fine. But we can connect on that stuff. So that's where we connect.
And on a bigger scale as well, you look at all these conflicts between countries. There's wars all the time. We're all entitled to our own opinions, and there's going to be things that we disagree on. That's humans. But yet we won't let each other come to blows. We won't go to wars because the community will be able to step in. Peace is always the thing that wins, but the people at the top don't want that. The people at the top, even on wars, they get funded by both sides, and the people that supply all the weapons and all the uniform and all the other crap there, they win still. So this is the key bit. We're allowed to tell our story. But when you tell your story, you have to back up why. Share your opinion, be okay with that, and be challenged. Because within this challenge, there'd be truth.
And that's where you get your lessons.
Yeah,
Sorry, mate, but that's so important to know. Your challenges is where you get your lessons.
And the thing is in this truth community as well, there's so much negativity with the people that are woke. I'm right. I saw that 6 months ago. Great, great. That's brilliant. But share us why I'm wrong. Because if you can, and you can have a justified reason for it, but most people attack you personally. So you can see there's a lot of energy here, and our numbers on the show is getting more. The connections after, the people reaching out to us, the people that actually want to come on this journey too. We're going on a big journey at the moment, and we want people to get on board because we're learning in the process, and it's amazing.
It is, and I think that's a perfect time to. So we have got a guest coming on this evening, and this is someone who has been watching our stuff, and the transformation in the message. For those that are on the Telegram group, in our Telegram group, you will actually. Are you looking for a Hazia, or do I have to do it?
I think you have to do it. I can't.
I have to do it. Okay, cool. For those that are in the Telegram group, you may recognise this woman's voice because she's got energy for just, it's amazing. Just like I'm sure every single person, one of you, I know you all have. But her journey so far with Lads Talk Health, and it's not me and her, it's Lads Talk Health. It blew us away, her story. So we're going to invite her on now to come on live and introduce herself, and just, it shows what this done for me and Harry is the validation of this is what we mean. It's just all sorts of people. We've never met each other, but yeah, I'm on team with this. This is funny enough. I'm getting really good. I'm not speaking to my family. My kids this is a lot of pain we're going through. So let's share this together and make it a joyous journey. So I'll try and get her on. Hazza, you do your beautiful stuff.
Yeah, so I had a client reach out, did a coaching session, and I always do like a 30-minute intro and people fill in questions. And this guy said, if I spoke to you 3 weeks ago, it would have been a completely different story. He said, over the 3 weeks, I've watched one of your videos, then I watched this one, and then I watched that one. And he said, all the things that I've been learning, he said, I'm starting to question things now. So he said, someone the other day was saying, oh, we got 100,000 shortage on the lorries. And it's like, how do you know that? And he said, I just sat back and I just watched his ego go, couldn't answer it. He then said he was on a work presentation. Some guy was giving him all this information about New Zealand. And someone asked the question, oh, when was the last time you went to New Zealand? And the guy was like, I've never been. And he said it clicked again. It's like, oh, I'm just taking someone's word for it. Then he said, that one of his family members had actually got positive for COVID with the test, but none of the rest of his family were. NHS called him up and said, oh, you have to answer some questions. He said, okay, yeah, you got to answer them because this is the law. So he said, okay. And he said, quite aggressive. What law is it? He said, I didn't say anything else. And the guy was like, oh, there's the regulations. Yeah, okay, but what law is it? And the beauty of this is that all we do is just ask questions. We don't need to argue. We don't need to disagree. Ask a question, hold the space, and let them answer it. And the people that are trying to wake up your nearest and dearest, the first thing we do, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, and no one likes to be told what to do. So if you ask a question, hold the space. That silence is the most powerful thing because they have to answer that stupidity, that childlike logic in their head. Don't feed into the arguments because that's what they want. They need a deflection. So you ask a question like, what research did you actually do for this vaccine? Watch it. They'll go, oh. Don't react. And you'll see they come to their own answers. And this is where it feeds into coaching. We ask a question, we listen like a stone with ears. There's no face expression. There's no talking. Ask and listen, and magic happens in that silence. It's so uncomfortable to start with. But whilst you're listening, you're like, God, look at them getting angry. Look at their body language. Look at their energy. You become present. You're not getting caught in this drama. Take that then into the rest of your life. James, I went round his house last year. His little girl was misbehaving. James, the dad, said, Leah, stay still. And you saw she was at her playhouse. And there was James's mum was there, so the Nan character. James's friend was there. And it went silence. We all just sat there. And she had this dollhouse. She went down to the top window. She went down to the bottom window. And then she popped round the corner and slowly made her way over to James. Didn't say a thing. So ego's going, "Ooh." And at the end, the soul come out. I'm sorry, Daddy.
That's bang on, mate. Bang on. And what you're saying about nearest and dearest, it is important because that is the painful part of this transition, and it's not funny. The amount of people that reached out to me and Harry and just said, you know what, I'm just so pleased there's a place I can come and talk because my whole family isn't talking to me now. My children that I care for, and it's interesting. It's been more mothers. I don't know about you, Hazza. I've had more mums, funny enough, than dads. And often the mums also said, yeah, my husband won't talk to me either. It's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. And yeah. Anyway, I was going to say the story about, because it was a perfect story today, what I had to deal with my mum when I told her I was on the Euroline fast, but I'll save that for another time. Let's get the lady on, yeah? Should we get on Dens? And we'll let her introduce herself.
You sent the request?
Yep, done that. Sent the request.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Oh, not to shout.
No, that's cool. Listen, whatever happens, you're absolutely cool. I'm a shouter as well, so don't worry about it. Thank you for coming on. Do you just want to introduce yourself?
Yeah,
So,
my friends, and I am just a really big fan of you guys, and I've been watching you for a while, and I love you both, and I love the whole platform, and I want to do what you do. Basically, yeah, I love it. I learn so much, and just like even like what you just said about, you know, just coming down into your space and you know, being a little bit quiet and just approaching it all with love, which I'm finding is a much nicer way to approach it rather than the da, which is absolutely what I was doing before. So yeah, I want to do what you guys do.
Can you share a bit about you, your story?
So I'm in the fitness industry and have been for like 1,000 years, it feels like. And yeah, I just find that I am more coach, and definitely since watching you guys, I am dropping little truth bombs into my classes, and people are coming away going, oh, I really liked what you said there. That was, it really made me think and stuff like that. So I'm kind of using your style a little bit and dropping things into my industry of fitness. And I think the other day you said something which kind of summed up what I do, which is what I'm used to, just telling people, you know, bend your knees, eat this, don't, you know, telling people what to do. And as much as we like telling people what to do, now I just want to come to people with love and like you said, put the mirror up. And I had somebody in my class today who said, you know, I just got really emotional and I just wanted to cry. Is that normal? She said, I just felt the love in the room. So it feels good. I'm using like some of your styles. You know, I'm just using love more. I'm just coming with love and with kindness. And it just seems to be, everything's changing for me. Even the fact I'm here now, yesterday I said, do you know what? I want to do coaching. I really want to do coaching. There's two guys, I really like them, and then blam, look, today it's manifest. I had no idea. It's just manifested. So yeah, there's so much to say. I get a little bit excited, but yeah, I do what you guys do. I watched you. I don't know how I came about watching you, Harry, with the Brazil thing. I don't even know. It was on Telegram. I don't even know how that popped up, but it did, and I was just like, wow, this is really good. And just the way you held it all together, and I watched it once, I watched it twice. And then I'm like, oh, and then I came onto the platform of lads, you know, your platform here, and I don't know, the rest is all seems like history. It's just amazing. It's really, really helpful for me, and I find I'm sharing that love with other people. It's like magic. It's like magic.
Can I get you then to share, because you made a really powerful comment, and I think this will resonate with people. So the last 2 years, COVID, we've all gone through it. We've all kind of been introduced to it, woken up. However, we've had our own experience with it. Can you just give examples of like when you were awake to it and kind of what your approach was before?
I think I've been awake to it from day one, for sure. Yeah, the whole thing. I've never believed any of it, and I've actually, since this has come about, I've never felt, I'm sure you guys are all the same, I've never felt to stand up so strongly about something in my life, than this. And I know it's completely fake and fraud and wrong, but what I was doing was very quite, if I think about it, it was actually really ego driven, because I was just so passionate, I think, about it all, and I was driving everybody mad. I was probably just steamrolling through to everybody, you know, I'm awake and you're asleep. And when I think, I'm just a bit embarrassed about it. It was a bit horrendous, really. So I was obviously getting on everyone's nerves, you know, because I'm the one, you know, like I was the guru kind of thing. So but it was coming with love, but there was a lot of ego, if I think about it, over it. You know, it was driving, steamrolling, you know, and I'm awake and you're asleep. And even that, I'm just like, oh, don't even say that anymore. I'm just like, you know what, I am looking for the truth. I knew it was wrong from day one, from absolute day one. So yeah, my approach, is that what you mean? My approach has softened. Softened, and now I'm like, okay, so I can drop those little truth bombs, and because they're coming from the right place, people are now, oh, you know, not everybody, but more people. Whereas before I was too militant. I was, you know, that's fake.
I can imagine you in your spin class. It's fake. Don't do the vaccines.
Ready for a hill climb.
But mask off and all that.
The thing is,
arguing. Now I don't. I'm just like, no. Go on, sorry.
No, not at all. You're in flow. And just to make the observation it's when we because the truth is, I've been watching the comments, and other people, Dottie G said, yeah, I was like that. So was I. So I know was Harry, because you get this initial burst of passion, which at that point then I knew nothing about ego, that you just go all of a sudden, I'm awake, but I'm right. And that's what, I'm right. And then you speak to your mum and all your friends, and you think, what's wrong with you? And then it gets heated. It gets heated, and then nothing happens. Nothing productive actually comes of that whatsoever. In fact, what actually happens is a complete waste of energy. A complete waste of energy. Whereas when now, you know what to expect. If the subjects come up, you know what your truth is, and you know it's going to wind them up. So all you need to do is understand that and accept that from the off. So no matter what they come back with, you can meet them with kindness. Not patronising either, with genuine kindness. And you both walk away like the people in your class, not feeling, fucking hell, what's she on about? I was sweating trying to get uphill, and she's telling me fucking this, that and the other. They're thinking, oh, that was interesting. She chucked that in, because it's, like you said, all of a sudden you're delivering it as a truth from the soul rather from the ego.
That's exactly right. And the other thing is as well, I was doing, I don't know about you guys, but I was so tuned into all of this, you know, I was looking, I was just as fearful, right? But with the stuff that I know that's going on. So there's a whole, you know, like load of psyops going around. So I was tuned into all this stuff. There's what's going on in Australia and what's going on here. And I was in just as much of a state of fear as the ones that were wearing the masks and spraying every inch of their life. So I just thought, oh, what am I? I'm doing the same. Fear is fear, right? Mm-hmm. So, hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, so I was behaving with fear, but I was thinking my fear is better than yours. Because I know the truth, you know. But it was still fear. And then I'm like, you know, I had to tune out of all of that. And that's why I've tuned into you guys. And I'm like, okay, this feels so much better. I know what's going on. I can still do my thing, but it's coming from a much nicer place. I don't feel fearful like that now. I feel excited about life. I feel this is good. People are really coming together. This is good. I feel really not hopeful, but I don't know. It just feels positive. It doesn't. The fear doesn't. I don't. It doesn't feel like that anymore. I've tuned out of it. I've tuned out of all of that. I'm like, I don't need to. And somebody today, as I was leaving the gym, she said, "I loved your text yesterday. You said, oh, with love and kindness." She said, "I loved that." So I'm like, oh, all these little things, I can see them coming into fruition, and that's from tuning in with you guys, really. So, you know, really thank you for that. I want to do this, you know, and I'm sure there's, like you said, we are the 99%. So it's really growing, isn't it?
It is. And just to touch on, you've said it a couple of times, and just so I hope people have worked out why we wanted Dennis to come on. It's going to be interesting how this sounds to you initially. It's that I want to do what yous are doing. Right. Now, that's not me and Harry. It's the concept. It's the, oh yeah, like I said earlier, that's the way we should be thinking. That's the way we should be sharing. That's the way we should be coming together. And to hear that validate with someone so much that they ask, what is it you did to do what we do now? And again, how synchronized, Harry, is this? Because of the course that both you did first, introduced me into. Who have we got on next Monday's show?
Well, so we talked about synchronicity. I woke up this morning and I said, our live tonight should be about coaching. I said, me and James have done the coach, and I said, I'd love to get my coach who runs the organisation on as a live, but to give in like some coaching things, because we always say we all need a coach. And if you just look in life, even as a sports team, you still have a coach. As a tennis player, individual, you still have a coach. A business owner, you have your consultants. So we all have that, but yet we don't follow that advice for ourselves. And I actually said, mate, we should talk about the coaching, because people, and James is the best example of this. James didn't go on there to be a coach. James went on there to be understanding of who he is more, which then makes you a better coach.
Yes.
Mate, to be completely honest, I went on there genuinely with the biggest doubt in the world, thinking I was still at that stage was the biggest fuck up in the world, because I hadn't dealt with the biggest thing that had been holding me back my own life. So for me, becoming what we became was never about targeting, oh, I'm going to go and sit in front of somebody else now and look at me. I'm a coach. Never about that whatsoever. It was about, let me get to know me, because I'm flawed. And I've got lots of in them dark moments when you're on your own, and even I've got a beautiful wife, 2 lovely kids. You doubt so many things. You compare where I am, where should I have been, why am I like, because we don't live in the present. So going on this journey, which I'm looking forward to going on to, becoming a coach, all you do is you basically go through your story and you become present in yourself, and it reflects on everybody around you instantly as well.
Yes, I did your the breathing thing. I mean, you've only put one thing out that I've picked up, and I did it today. I've gone back to meditation the last days, life changer already. I did the breathing thing today. You know, the was it 10 breaths, holding it? Yeah. I was like, wow, they just looked and felt different for me. You know, and a little meditation, and I'm like, oh, why have I put this down? How did I do that? So yeah, being present, listening to the power of it now. I'm going to listen to it again and again, because it's that, you know.
I've listened to it 4 times, and you'll go back and go, oh my God, I didn't hear that laugh. Honestly, it just gets better and better and better. With the breath hold, I just want to chuck something in, because I told you about Daisy, didn't I?
Yeah.
So just the power of this breath hold. With there's a 15-year-old girl, been working with coaching her for the last 5 months, and it was inevitable she was going to go into chemotherapy for her cancer because of the way this shitty system is set up around bullying parents with social services. So I've been preparing her internally, because of course when you're on getting chemo and whatnot, you can't be there exercising and stuff, but you have got something inbuilt, your lungs, which can do so much for your body when it's under pressure, and how you can prepare your body. So she's been doing them breath, but she's actually on the advanced level already at 15 years old on, what's the date? when that Monday night, what's it today? I've just checked the day. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. Monday night, I had a session with Daisy. On an exhalation, with all the air leaving her body, this little girl held her breath for 4 minutes, 7.85 seconds.
Wow.
How incredible is that?
Well,
and this is after 3 weeks of chemo, sorry.
Yeah, no, don't apologise. But I also went through that journey with my late husband who had cancer. And so we went all down that. We went through loads of alternative routes. We went to Mexico, to the Oasis of Hope. We did all these different alternative approaches. And I fully can connect with that. I remember when they told him that he had it, and it was just all horrendous. Wanted to give him the mustard gas and the whole thing. And he did die actually in a couple of years ago, but only because he would start on the alternative course and then he'd start to party and go off. So he could never quite commit to anything because he had a lot of dis-ease going on everywhere. But I can fully connect with that whole because I went through it all. It's horrendous, the mainstream thing. It's horrendous. So yeah, I can really think. So I've been really interested in that side as well, because obviously I've been down that part. It was a yeah. It's not a nice path, is it?
And it impacts us all as well. So what 1 in 2 is now the stats are showing that we're going to be getting cancer within our lifetime. If you look at the technology, look at all the money that we're pumping into all these foundations, there's no way it should be going the wrong way. Again, who benefits from this?
It's a loop, isn't it? It's a loop of money that yeah. So this is a whole. But so yeah, I'd really be interested. I'm interested in all of it. You know, you guys are great. You guys are rocking.
Dad, can you, because you've watched a few videos, because we've got a good comments on our Telegram. Can you share any insights that really hit you that you took from any of the videos at all?
Yeah, well, just all of them really. So the first one, like I said, the main game changer was you coming from Brazil. That was just, and how you just held all that together. That was brilliant. I think the one I really connected with was drugs and alcohol, because I've come from exactly the same thing. Fitness by day, madness by night, you know, done all that. So I could really connect with that. And I really, really like the honesty and the openness of that. So I really connected with that a lot. I was like, oh God, yeah, that was me, you know, so that was really, really good. Exactly. And then there was the stress one. I really connected with that about, that was a recent, well, I don't know if they're recent. I've just kind of jumped on. So the stress one, you know, about stress not being something, it's just something that you creating ourselves, you know, by keep thinking about it and creating that drama. So that kind of, they've all resonated with me. Every one of them that I'm watching, I'm like, oh, yes, because I can connect to them, to all of them, you know. But you guys have got me, and it's not just what you're saying, it's your delivery, it's the way that you are. So it's the humility, I think, because there's lots of coaches out there, there's hundreds of coaches, thousands of coaches, but it's what's resonating with you. And I think it's from that soul, it's properly from that soul honest level. I'm about that. I really love that. So yeah, they're all resonating with me, and I can connect with all of them, but definitely the drink one and the drugs one a lot. And like I said, you know, it's like the last 2-3 days I've been meditating again. So, you know, I've got my pen out again, I've got my journal out again. I'm like, make things happen. Yeah, I want to do a vision board. Do a vision board. Yeah. So, you know, it's like, yeah, love it. You know, and I'm like, when's the next one on then? You know? So it's like that. And then I'm like, do you know what I want to do? I want to do that, you know, in my way.
You will do that.
I will do that. And just to touch on, you said a couple of times, it's the style, but the truth is, me and Harry aren't, all we're doing, and this is the beauty of it, we're just sharing stuff that we've been shared by other people as well. So it's knowing, and that's the beauty of this. There is no this equilibrium in the truth. It's just the truth, and everyone's invited. We can all share stuff with some other people that's going to benefit them in some way. And there is no one needing to be right or wrong. It's just a case of we're just trying to get on. As simple as that.
That's the bit. That's the bit. Sharing and caring, and it being honest and open and generous. Not. Once the ego's out the way, it's all good. Once that goes, it's like there's room for everybody. There's enough for everybody, you know. And like you say, if somebody comes up with something, you know, and they can show you something different and something you can listen, you can take it on, you can learn and grow. So yeah, I love it. I thank you so much for inviting me as well.
No, it's all. It was meant to be. Yeah, it's meant to be.
Was, and you know, I've got two brothers who I can barely speak to them anymore because this hi, you okay? Yeah, good. You know, it's become there's no intimacy anymore. You know, because it's just a shout. It's just okay. Yeah, it's just shallow. We can't go anywhere because, you know, we're coming from two completely different spaces. We're looking at the same thing with completely different eyes, you know. So, and I know lots of people in the group as well are kind of saying the same thing. So it's this division is like, it's big, isn't it? You know. Yeah.
And do you find, and I stating the obvious because I do, the group has helped me massively. Every day I go in there and I'm looking for people's comments and share what they've shared, and then I can go and have a look. That, honestly, because it just used to be me and you had. So it was only really limited in a way, because what have you got? But now we've got you and we've got every single body else that's inputting information that we're just as keen to look into and oh my God, have you seen this stuff?
Yeah, and you're leaving messages, and that's so personal. Like, I remember I did something and you left me a voice message, and I was like, oh, that felt so personal. It's like, I don't know, I've never met you guys, you know, but I feel like I really connected with you, and I could just feel that. It was just like, oh, that's so nice. Like I said, there's thousands of sites out there, right, where people want to coach you and thing, and but it's the same as personal training. It's got a lot of it's, yeah, well, you've got to do this and you don't do that, and you know, this is wrong and this is right, and it's that kind of thing. So this just feels very, very genuine and nice. Feels lovely. It feels lovely. It feels loving. So the fact that messages, it's like, oh, that's nice. It's nice. It's a connection. It's a connection, and yeah. So yeah,
and this is a life story as well, guys, because we grow up with this whole perception that you have all your friends that you grow up with, and they're your friends, and then you meet someone in your life and you connect well, but you're like, oh, we'll see you again sometime. Don't even connect with them because they're my friends. And what I've realised is that my friends haven't grown with me, which is fine. But then I don't connect with these people that I have met, and I'm like, oh, I'm on my own now. So it's really important to understand that we all move through life and we connect with different people. That was a big part of your story. And again, we can learn from that. It's also okay to bring other people into your life, because the people that are coming into our lives now, like I get uplifted every day. I wake up, it's not Monday anymore. It's like, what's on my phone? Who's messaged me on my phone today in the group?
You're right.
I think this leads on to what we're creating next, James.
No, you can do it, mate. You deserve it. You brought it in. You brought in the cookie, baby.
So one of the things that we've been working on for a long time. So our main goal, as James said, was the two things earlier, and another one, we want to be on stage.
Say them then. Say them. They're powerful things, mate. Don't just scoot over them.
Well, we want to set up the orphanage first of all, and then the community was the next big part of that. We also want to be on stage and fill out a stadium. We talk about manifesting. It only manifests when you put it out there. So we'll put it out there today. Me and James, you've seen us on our lives, but you haven't actually seen what we do. Like both of us have unique gifts, and not one person's experience, or a few people have now. I think they can vouch for it. But
someone just popped up in the group actually that was my first from this whole sort of platform client. Shout out to you, it was amazing. Sorry, go on, mate.
and so we want to be able to serve. So coaching is expensive. Coaching, we can't all afford it at this moment in time, but it's still, we can learn, we can grow together. So we've created a membership platform which will be launched very, very soon. And we're going to start off with a membership, which is a monthly membership. It's £35 a month. But I want you to forget about what it is. It's first of all the community. And what I'm loving now is that all of us are on the same journey. So within the community, we're going to have people that will be experts in common law. Oh, I've got a problem. I'll go to the community that will look after you. No agenda, no selling you and like false promises. You're in it because you're in it. We're part of a team. You're going to have like the fitness experts. You're going to have the nutrition experts. You're going to have the therapists, because after, guys, once this truth does come out, the world is going to go into a big state of suffering. I don't think people are going to be prepared, because the people we're arguing with, or they're arguing with us, their whole life is pretty much going to be a lie a lot of the time. The things that we've defended, the people that we've argued for, a lot of that's all going to come crashing down, and that's going to really hurt. So we need to put these things in place now. It's like, where's and this darkness, that group full of light. So I think from the community aspect, but what we're also going to be putting on is our timetable. And every day, me and James would be serving, we'd be delivering our experiences. So you start the day off feeling amazing. But these are tools that you can take for the rest of your life. And if you watched our videos, just paying attention to your words, that will stay with you forever. Once you know it, you can't unknow it.
Mm.
Go on, what are you going to say? Sorry,
No, sorry, carry on, Harry.
No, go on. What were you going to say?
I took that and I ran with that, yeah. And I remember going into the gym and I was like, they were like, good morning. And I was like, well, actually, you know what? I'm not actually saying that one anymore. I had kind of already come to that. I thought morning, I already didn't like that one. So I'd kind of already stopped with that one. And then I watched the spellings one and the weekdays and the earn and the thing. And I'm like, whoa. So, and I'd go into the gym and they'd be like, grand risings, thens, like that, you know, and I'd be, oh, that's nice. You know, they were like, we're not going to say good morning anymore. And so I'm like, oh, okay, this is really good. You know, people are like picking up on it. And then, and I'll put some of that stuff out there. And they were like, you know what? I never thought about that before, you know? So that whole thing was brilliant. I loved that. And I've shared it and I still do share it. And just one more thing, sorry. My friend said to me before all of this, before I watched the Brazil one, he said, Dens, you know, you've just got to stay in your power. You just got to know what your power is. And I sort of thought I knew what he was talking about, but I completely didn't. And it's only now, and after watching that and stuff, I'm like, you know what? I know what my power is. I know how to stay in my power now. But I kind of got it a bit before, but I didn't, if you know what I mean. I thought, oh yeah, I've just got to be powerful. I've just got to stand, I've just got to know. But I didn't understand it at all. And now it's like, you know what, I do get it. I watched that you know, Straw Man and all that kind of thing. So, you know, about staying in your power, knowing who you are and knowing that you are a sovereign being, you know, and all of that. So it's all of the things that you put in have all kind of linked in and tied in. So yeah, when you just said, was there one? There's so many. They all come in and they all kind of intertwine. So it's been all of them. It's like, oh yeah, that one as well, you know. And I'm using them. I'm sharing them, and I'm sharing them in a nice way. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's really what it's like. It's like magic, isn't it?
And that's the thing, you experience it now. You just do it once and it works instantly. It's not confusion. It's not all these teachers telling us stuff. It's the word that comes out of my mouth. It's a noise, it's a vibration, and poof, positivity.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, I just cut right in you.
No, this is what we want, because me and James can keep telling. I'm a top sales guy. I can sell you the world, but it's only when people experience it for themselves. That's the real power. And I think my development, James's development, is when you go away, you do it, and you're like, oh my God. And not only the oh my God, it's the impact it has on other people, and they don't even know you've done anything. They just feel this vibe.
Beauty of it.
Yeah. So all of this, guys, is like, you're going to get this all the time anyway. I think it's going to be a lot more personal, or it will be a lot more personal within this, but we're going to add to it as well. So every month there's going to be guest speakers actually delivering us a good presentation that we're not going to fall asleep to. It's going to be things that we can actually put into practice with our lives. And also, it's mine and James's full-time job now. So it's something that we get to look forward to every single day. And yeah, we want to serve as many people as we can.
Well, I think you are, yeah, for sure. I mean, I can see all these people coming up and making comments and joining and everything. So it's all good. I love it. I've got it on here. I do. I've already got.
Oh no, we're honoured to have you on. No, this is the thing. I'm just sitting back loving it, because it's just literally there's 21 people watching this. I guarantee all 21 could just come on there and just say exactly the same stuff, mirror each other, and I guarantee you there'll be so many different people. And that's the beauty of this. I'm talking looks, backgrounds, creeds, and that's what's beautiful about this. Of all the division that they've got us, no, they haven't got us, but what they've got so many people fooled into believing is a load of bollocks. We are all exactly the same, and as we touched on, even common law tells us every human being is created equal. Everyone, no rivals, politicians, lords, superstars. We're just all equal animals. That's what we are. We're spirits.
Perfectly imperfect, I think, is what we all are.
Perfectly imperfect. I love that, man. Yeah, I say that all the time.
I say perfectly unique.
Yeah, yeah, we are. I mean, you say a nice one. What do you say? That you always was, always is. You're unique.
You're the only you that ever was, ever will be, or ever is. And that, as soon as you realise that, and then you realise, then I have no one to compare myself to. I am my best me. Everything changes. Everything changes.
So can I just say something, James? You're doing really well considering you're on day 15.
Mm-hmm. Day 15, yeah, I said that, but the thing is, the difference on this fast, I don't want to go into too much, is urine clearly, 15 days in now, it can't be placebo. Urine clearly replenishes the body with some sort of energy, because Harry, you testified to when you do the water fast, you are, for the first 3 days especially, a nightmare to be around, because you're hungry as fuck and your energy is down. I've not experienced that at all over these 15 days. I had 2 slumps and I did learn my lesson for the first time. Both of them was when egotistically I got so excited about a show that we'd done that I stayed up late, didn't sleep, and felt like shite the next day and was really hungry. But since the second time of doing it, I'm not doing it again. I've been sleeping well, I've been exercising every day, drinking my urine, and there is actually something, Harriet, again, this is the time to really show, isn't it? There is something else included in this fast. This stuff.
What is that?
This is nature's most beautiful gift to our healing system, our endocannabinoid system. This is real cannabis oil.
Oh.
Not Tesco's, not Sainsbury's, not any bollocks CBD. It's real cannabis oil. This has been the only other ingestment other than distilled water, urine, and a tiny drop of this. Clearly making a huge difference. Because that is an area that I've studied for 8 years, funnily enough, and that's how my journey and now our journey with cancer started, was with cannabis oil, funnily enough, and we've expanded on it, but that's been part of my fast. So that has played a massive role in keeping me energized, is my cannabis oil. So yeah, urine, water, cannabis oil. I'm 15 days in, and currently having a conversation with my mum about it today was an absolute nightmare. Do you remember how I was like, mate, I tried to stay on the phone to Harry as long as possible, because I knew as soon as I got off the phone to Harry, I had to phone my mum and explain to her, yes, mum, I'm drinking my own urine. And that was a funny conversation. But again, that's an example. Remember earlier on how he was giving the example on a serious level of my mum. I love her to bits, but she built up in her head this whole, oh my God, my son is not eating for 14 days. I told her yesterday, but I knew it was going to be one of them mumsy digest overnighters and then come back at me with everything mumsy that I love her to death for. What an horrible thing to say. Harry, love her to death. Love her to life for. But this is the thing, that she came back with all the love when all of a sudden my mum became an expert in urine. All of a sudden, not picked up a book, not all the years I've actually looked into this stuff, none of that. Overnight, she was the urine expert. And I had to have that conversation, listen. And at no point, not one point, and this is something Harry pointed out as well, did she say, James, how are you feeling? She didn't ask me how I felt. She just knew in her head I was going to get brain damage. What else did she say? Brain damage.
Bad for kids.
Oh yeah, I'll end up crashing the car with the kids. Like just, and apparently this was Mumsy knowing with the finger coming out, like this is what's going to happen if you do this. And then I just said, say again. Sorry. But I just said to her, I said, Mum, I said, ask me how I feel.
Yeah.
And she couldn't, Harry, we've not even had this convo yet because obviously we've had other things to catch up. She said, Mum, she kept scooting around. I said, Mum, ask me how I feel. She went, oh, well, how do you feel? I said, I feel happier than I've ever felt. I feel healthier than I've ever felt. And I feel really fit inside currently. So that's my actual experiential knowledge of what's going on in my body versus what you've just created. And that is a classic example of stress. She just created this whole world of pissed offness, basically, which none of it was real. But it was so. Remember, I said you had it. One of the things she dropped on me, James, I'm not sleeping. I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? You're having a detrimental effect on my health. But again, all out of love, and I worship my mum. And I had a coaching set for the first time in my 40 years. I had to really coach my mum tonight. And what ended up, we came full circle, and she actually said, you know what, James, I've actually taken that out on you because I'm worrying about this. It's all based on worry. Everything is based, and that's unfortunately how a lot of people live, and a lot of people get sick. And this is what and this is really serious. The people that we work with cancer, there are now accredited, world-renowned doctors that have worked with these people for years. Christiane Northrup, which is the author of the book that you referred to earlier, which is The Secret Pleasures of Menopause. Her name's Dr. Christiane Northrup. She's only worked with women. She's worked with women with many, many diseases. But when it comes to cancer, obviously it's so poignant. She now has said the medical community at the upper echelons now accept in most cases cancer is manifested due to trauma that's not been dealt with. So that's something to think about. Because even with trauma is something, again, the experience, this is what we touched on in the stress thing the other night. The experience is horrible. Child abuse. That was traumatic for me, massively. Didn't deal with it, definitely suffered from it as I got older. As soon as I dealt with it, cleared out the energy, instantly better. But the point is, with the trauma, again, I chose for years through my pubic years of when you're developing as a boy, you're trying to get girls, because I am straight, questioning my sexuality. I chose to do that. I wasn't upskilled in how to deal with what would happen. But that's my example. That's just, because I don't assume this is for other people, that's my experience. Even as a child, you experience trauma, you then choose to stress over it, keep it in a place where it manifests, and unfortunately you do suffer it health-wise, like I did as I got older, until 27 years later, I finally got it out into the open. So that's a serious thing when it comes to stressing. It's not a joke. We really need to be, and again, in the truth movement, I'm right, you're stressing. Why do you need to be shouting at people that you're right? You are literally doing exactly what we're saying they've been doing to us for years. They're telling us what is, and now we're going back at them. Who's winning that? Fucking nobody. Nobody.
Same with, just from an energy standpoint, we touched on it as well. Like, if you're trying to heal because you're dying, you need all the energy. So even the word fighting cancer, is that using energy?
Yeah.
You work with cancer, you work with the people, it's peace. From an energy standpoint, we're not wasting our own energy. And this is the one thing that all comes back down to, people, is protect your energy first. Keep your energy at 100%, because you do have a role to play and look after everyone else that brings all the drama with you. Don't do that running on empty, which half of us do. Half of us have got such good souls that we are the one that deals with all the problems. If you can do that when you're at 100%, you'll be so much more energized after. And also, when everyone else is stressed and you're the calm one, they're going to come to you every single time because you're not judging them, you're not wasting your energy on anything. It's so important.
Somebody just asked, how do you have any ideas on how to deal with trauma? Well, you can answer that.
No, I want you. Come on, you're going to be the coach soon.
Hey, for me, I think I just talk about it, get it up, get it out. I don't think you have to go to and talk about it every day and analyze it and all the thing, but just get it up and get it out. You know, get it up and get it out. I think my husband died, my son died. You know, I was telling James, and I really adapt at just shoving it down into my boots because it's so painful. And he died in 2013 suddenly, and it's only now I'm getting better because it's so much to come up, you know. And it's like, you know, like I think you touched before, like we're not, you know, death and sex are the two things that, you know, in this Western world, we're just not given any tools for them, you know. So for me, that's my trauma. So I can only speak for me, but I think, you know, and I know with James, you know, you spoke all that honesty about your abuse that happened to you. Doesn't that not make you feel, I don't know, you're letting it go, you're letting it out.
I just realised as well, we both lost, was yours a little boy?
Yeah, my son was 13, my son was 6 when he died.
You did say that, sorry, because you lost me because you brought up a subject, so my head went up there. We lost a child the same year.
Yeah, oh really?
Yeah. 13 you said.
2013, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. But yes, it does. I mean, that was traumatic. That and I've always, I mean, that my wife has never got over that. So the reason I've brought my wife into it, there is a difference between the connection between a mother and what grows inside of her. And blokes, we're never going to experience that. So there is a different level of connection. And I saw that pulverize my wife, and that's something she's still never dealt with. Even, you know, and this is the thing, you know, I'm a coach. I'm pretty bloody good at what I do, but with my wife, the role I have to play is the role she's given me to play in this situation. And I can't coach her way out of that. That's something she has to deal with. I hope she does. Because every now and again I'll find her in floods of tears and I'll know exactly what it is every time. So, it's once she gets to a stage, just like I've got to, in fact, even with, and this is the thing with, I don't want to keep bringing back to the power of coaching, because this is the power of coaching. Even with someone I worked with recently on the first session, it's always there's trauma as well. This is another thing. People downplay their trauma. Just know what it was for you is fucking traumatic, and you don't have to downplay it and how it affected you. It's not comparing it to someone else's. Your trauma is your trauma, and you own that, because you don't downplay it, because it's something you need to own if you're going to move on past it anyway. Mm-hmm. And it's finding that allowance in yourself, which is always the ego, allowing your ego to, because it's going to go off regardless. It's going to go off regardless. Even since coming out about the abuse, I've said to you, Harry, my ego started attacking me in another way. Well, now you just keep talking about it. What is that? You're just a victim now. And you think, fucking hell, for God's sake, it took me 27 years to deal with it, and now I'm beating myself up about trying to help other people. But this is how powerful the ego is. We're not gurus of this stuff. We fail all the time. So I'm learning shit off you tonight, trust me. That's why we're encouraging you to talk. And this is the importance of this. And when it comes to trauma, the importance of talking is imperative.
Let me touch on what people said as well, though, because a few people said they're not ready to talk about it. So there's 2 stages before that, I think, or 3. I think the first one is that I do want to change. I don't want to be having this because I know it's there. So the first advice that I would share from my experiences is listen. Go and look at people like Wayne Dyer, because he's literally got a story on everything. But type in Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks, and then put your trauma in there. and watch other people will share their stories, and there'll be something that resonates with you to make you go ding. The second thing that I would really encourage is get it out of your body. This is your genie. It manifests in there. All your feelings are inside your body. Pull it out and get it on a piece of paper. Write down everything, the feelings, the thoughts, because the one thing that we don't like doing is paying attention to it because it hurts. The same with my bad knee. I don't give it any attention. I leave it all my life, and then the rest of my body gets fucked up later on down the line because I don't deal with it. So guys, on a piece of paper, write to it. And then the next one after that, James recorded himself to himself. One of the best things in coaching that I love doing now is recording the conversations, and I get the client to go and watch it back. And I say, what's your body language when you spoke about your kids? When you spoke about that subject, what's your body? Because you pull yourself out of the drama and you're observing yourself. When you do that, you learn a lot about yourself because you can't see your face expressions, you can't see your body language.
That's
So
very...
I'd really encourage, record yourself, talk through it. No one's watching you. It's only the ego that's stopping you. There's no judgment there. No one else has to see it. And you do that more and more because when you speak things out loud, that silence, you have an answer. It's like, you come to your own conclusions with it. Again, this is all coaching. So it's if we want to change, we definitely have to go and deal with it. But as I always say, your past does not define you. The fact that you're still living now and you've taken that all your lifetime, that's strong. That is strength to do that. You're still here. Now it's like, what can I learn from it? If you've got kids, what lessons will I be able to share with them in the future that would help them not have to even suffer like this before?
Do you know, so you've just mentioned Abraham Hicks, and the whole Abraham Hicks thing was like really saved me for a long time, and I really liked that whole thing until recently. I saw that to go on the cruise with Abraham Hicks you have to be vaccinated and I was just like, oh
really?
Yeah, I was like, oh dear. But it just threw me like, oh, okay, this is because I really did tune into that a lot, obviously, you know, with death and stuff. And I still do, but there's a reservations come up now. It's like, yeah.
That's your soul telling you. No.
Vaccinated, aren't I?
There's and guys, this is again with the community. Like literally, and James too, we've gone through so many different speakers, books, information, and we store it, we retain it now, because our job as a coach is to share information. I am like a sponge with it, and I can put you in front of a number of different speakers. There'll be one that resonates with you, and that's what you got to do. You've got to find one that works for you, not listen to my favorites, but I can share a number of different ones. And the key thing is, because this is what comes back, fucking hell, it's an hour long. I'm like, yeah, an hour's no time at all. If you're watching Love Island and you're wasting all your energy elsewhere, an hour that's going to change your life is definitely worth the investment.
I was looking at some of yours and I'm like, oh, it's only 27 minutes. And then I saw it was an hour and something. I was like, yes. The ones that are long. I don't want the short ones. Like, oh, I've got to watch another one then, you know. So it's like you said, it's exactly that. It's what resonates with me, might not resonate. You know, it's whatever's it's for your soul, for your heart, and you can't put that on somebody else, can you? Mm-mm. You know, just what works for you, I think. But yeah, I don't know how you can say an hour's too long. Anyway.
So glad you came on, Vince, honestly.
It's amazing. Much, yeah. I've never done a live. I keep off of all of that kind of I watch you guys, but I just the whole social media, I went on it for a little bit, Instagram. I just found how I felt myself. I was coming off feeling lacking. I was like, oh God, I don't know. I just every time I came off, everybody seemed to be so much. You know, she's better, he's bigger, they've got more, and I just used to come off feeling like really inadequate. So I deleted it.
Well, and then, we were talking about love today, people. Can we give the love arts for Denz? Because I think she's been a natural tonight, and she's added to the show for sure. So
yeah, I love her.
And then the fake book, I came off that because it was like everyone was just trolling on each other, and I just thought, oh, I can't stand this. So So yeah, I feel very blessed to, and actually, yeah, just to be back on, and I just flip on it and get back off of it again. I don't do anything else on it, you know. Like I said, I had to get my daughter to come and help me set it all up. She's like, I need to wash my hair. I was like, no, wait. She's, you know, I know you say you're not great with technology yourself, James.
I'm terrible. And I know I'm telling because I'm being honest with myself presently. I am shit with technology. But it's one of them things that, again, it's just like anything else. I'm having to learn. Like, and it is what it is. I know. And again, it's because I demonized it. What you just said about social media, for me, it was like verbatim of what my soul thought it was. It was a place people went to compare themselves and always compartmentalize themselves, because that's what the ego does. It'll put you in your nice little self-limiting belief box of, right, they're the 10 out of 10s over there, Kardashians, whatever else. They're the 4 out of 10s down there. I'm a happy 6. And already you, in your head, oh, look, I'm a happy. How flipping, first of all, how egotistical, but how limiting are you in your approach to yourself? And that what social media was for me for a long time, until I started then realizing, without social media, for example, you wouldn't be on here now and I wouldn't have met you. And we would have had shared, you know, the stuff we shared in our first, like you said, in that first back and forth with the messages you shared about losing a child, you know, and it was like, pow, wow, like, and it instantly, you feel, okay, look at this space, straight away. What a space, as sad as that is, what a space to be in where that can just come out and know that, do you know what, it's all right, because it resonates with him for sure, like what we shared together, and straight away you've just got the opposite of what you said earlier, which unfortunately you got with your brothers, where it's that, hi, bye, what are you having for dinner, would you watch football, that absolute shallow nonsense where we're wasting this beautiful thing that we've got, which is a vocal cords and a voice box, to then being able to just have an instantly meaningful conversation. And I bring that back to this group and what we're trying to build with this community, because that feeling of just, and I'm hoping there's other people that have felt that. I've seen lots of people pop on tonight, by the way, thank you very much. Oh, Leona, hello, lovely lady, she was on my course. She was on the course that you're going to go on, funnily enough. But anyway, point being, these people popping on, it's I know because of the messages we have in the Telegram group, just saying the same thing. Do you know what? It's just so nice to come home and be able to go straight onto the group and just see myself in everybody else. And know that it don't matter what's on there, there's going to be something like Harry said, because you don't know. Our teachers are now definitely you lot. So when I'm looking on that group, I'm taking teachings for everyone that's on that group. That's why I want more people to join. And that's the beauty. There's no levels up or down or anything. We're all experiencing truth. We might know different things at different points. It don't matter. Information's infinite. It's timeless. It's endless. It's just there. So we're all coming around. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, it's very beautiful, you know. It is. It's beautiful. Yeah, very beautiful.
You get excited about learning.
Yeah.
You get excited about living, because every single time now there's something else to learn.
Yeah, it is. It's you know, in the face of adversity, which everything else is crumbling down. It's like, wow, what an exciting time, you know. What a great time to connect with the right people, the right souls. My friend said to me the other day, I don't care whether anyone looks like the back end of a bus. If they've got the right soul, that's what all I'm interested in. I just thought, oh, you know what? You know, we didn't used to be that. Well, we didn't used to be like that. You know, it's so once that, like you say, the ego goes, it's lovely. It's really lovely. It's real.
That's it. And that's what we need right now. It's just authenticity, uniqueness, and togetherness. Guys, I'm going to plug again like a little landing page. It's ladstalkhealth.com. And it's just to leave a name and email address, and we'll keep updating you. But our membership site's going to be launching within the next week or two. It would also be great to get your feedback. What would you like to, because you are the community, so what would you like to have involved in it? And our aim is to grow this very quickly. We want to get this truth out there, and we want to get these resources out there for people to be able to start implementing in their own lives.
And go on.
one thing, my daughter-in-law was asking me, because she wants to serve papers on her daughter's school, because they're now saying that she can't, the thumbprint has got too much risk of infection, so now they want to do their facial recognition, because the thumbprint is like, could be infected.
Yeah, put them in touch with me, and I'll serve the notice for them, and I'll show them exactly what they need to do as well. Okay,
lovely. Sorry, James.
No, don't apologise. So I'm just telling someone to check out our breathwork course because it came up. That's lovely, Charlie, isn't it? Check it out, Chaz. But yeah,
I'm gonna have to shoot in a minute.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wrap it up now. I was gonna say anyway. So thanks very much for coming on, Den. Thanks for everyone that's tuned in. And the Lads Talk Health Telegram group quickly is at Lads Talk. No, it's just Lads Talk Health. I think you put in. Just to emphasise, www.ladstalkhealth.com. Please just put your details in. Just put your details in, and it keeps us all in the loop. Den, you was amazing. Thanks for everyone watching. Love to everyone.
Thank you, Dan.
I'm going back to a lovely night of urine. See you later.
Bye.